Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this one we're going to be taking on the Unbreakable Pride Chaos quest as part of Kimahri's character event that's just released. And for this one I'm going to be bringing along a team of Tifa, Sherlotta and Y'shtola with a Tifa friend support and Ramuh as a summon. So this quest features a boss that reminds me a lot of, for those of you who were around when the World of Illusions Pandemonium first released, there was an Osteoaevis boss that featured in that, which was basically like a single target boss rush but against the same boss. And I know that Osteoaevis I think originally came from Final Fantasy V, and it was just basically kind of revived itself as an undead version of itself. So to simulate it reviving, they created numerous waves in the quest, but they all featured the same enemy, so it was kind of like reviving itself, except it would have slightly different resistances and the later waves would have higher stats and different moves and stuff. And this one is basically the same thing. So the first wave is a trash wave, the second wave is against two skeletons, and then the last wave is against the last three waves, sorry, is against this Osteoaevis knockoff. The first one isn't that much of a threat because it doesn't have an overdrive bar, but the second two do have a bar, and it starts out fully charged. And what it does is it's an AoE bravery plus HP attack that sticks everyone with 3 framed debuffs. Unfortunately, and it's like attack down, speed down, and defense down basically, and that's really not very good. But at the same time, when you're running it with a party like this, you don't really care about it. So one of the things you could do actually is you could run a team of Tifa, Cloud, and Y'shtola, and basically make it so that the enemy doesn't able? Oh my god, I doesn't English. I mean, it's not able to get a single turn, because when you add up the delays from Y'shtola's Stone and Tifa's EX, and then you add on Cloud's Guaranteed Paralysis on top of that, it's basically just going to be a sitting duck, and it's not going to be able to do anything before it dies. But I'm not doing that. I'm bringing Sherlotta instead, because I like big numbers and I cannot lie. You know me, I like a good bit of number porn, and Sherlotta and Tifa go together very, very well in my opinion. Because Tifa's EX has a self battery built into it based on the amount of HP damage that she does. So if you do damage with the first bit of the attack, then she batteries herself, and then she does the second attack, the Dolphin Blow. And of course, Sherlotta's 20% HP damage buff means that the battery that Tifa gets is greater. It's kind of similar to why you would use Garland and Sherlotta together, for example. And Tifa actually has a lot of attacking power because of her critical potency boost on her EX's frame buff. So that really helps as well. And then Y'shtola is there for the batteries and the delays, and you know how this thing goes. So I will show off my artifact passives at the moment. I'm still in the process of farming for Tifa. I've got one 108 330, as you can see. I need to get 2 more of those and then I'll call it a day. So I'm just going to be using the double 108s, and I'll think my beat rush is good enough. To be honest, Tifa's damage even here is not going to fall off until after the boss starts applying lots of invisible buffs to itself. And once you get stuck with the framed debuffs, then you're kind of a bit screwed in terms of damage potential. So that's definitely not what you want to happen. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to avoid taking like at least one attack with this team. So we're just going to have to push it back as far as we can until that point in time. But honestly, we've got Ramuh summon for the extra max bravery space, because we've got so much battery going on with this team. And you know, the amount of damage these 3 do in launch, even without synergy, is just absolutely insane. It's eye-wateringly high. So it might get a little bit boring, to be honest, using the same characters multiple times for different quests. But to be honest, one of the things I've actually enjoyed about doing that is that I don't have to farm artifact passives for any of them. I only have to get Tifa cleaned up because she's still in need of a little bit of TLC. I've actually got Rosa pretty much sorted out already. I've got one 108 aura artifact that I need to get. Like, I've got 2 of them already, and I've got one with Max Brave, so I farmed her up in advance. She's all ready to go. The moment that Wednesday comes and the event drops, she'll be getting fully purpled, and she'll be absolutely in the game. Unfortunately, we've also got Emperor coming up, and I can't farm Emperor in advance. The only thing I can do with that is farm up artifact tokens and just hope for the best, unfortunately. But hey, what can you do? Anyway, let's go. So even though you're not going to be able to avoid the boss's attacks with this team, as long as you make sure that you're batteried up before you actually take any damage, then it's probably going to be fine. You know, you probably don't really need to worry about it. So I'm just going to spot B with a stun. Completely fine. And I've not really thought about that because there's C over here who is probably going to kill Tifa if I don't use a B rush. Okay, so I'm actually going to be popping another Light the Crystal with Sherlotta because I want to get her EX aura up more or less as fast as possible. I kind of messed up the break order a little bit then. Okay. This is fine. I'm not going to be using the EX here. I don't want to get broken if I can help it. So even though it's incredibly inefficient bravery-wise and we're leaking all over the place, I'm just going to be doing this. But what I am going to do before Tifa's first launch is I'm going to get the EX buff up on Sherlotta. That's at least one thing I can do. So I'll just break A so that Tifa is able to attack B. And we're just going to send it to the moon. Tranquil light so we don't get broken. We should actually kill this from the wall impact, I think. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Fine, just to push it back and delay it a little bit. Not really a big fan of when Tifa gets turn rate like that. But let's just pop a Bravery Rejuvenate to get out of this wave. There we go. Excellent. So this is the first of the Osteoaevis. Yeah, so I'm going to push it back to stone here. And Tifa is going to beat rush. So she'll have her EX charged. And we're just going to push it back again. And just marvel at the numbers that those kinds of launches do. And unfortunately, we're not going to have the EXR up at this point. That also means I'm not going to waste a skill with Tifa. Okay, so we can beat rush if she gets 10 right, and then I'm just going to use a battle cry into an EX. And that should do it. Goodbye. There goes that. There goes number 1. It's just all about managing the turn spacing when it comes to these fights, to be honest. Not that much of a struggle. Although this one is going to be more annoying because it starts out with its recast gauge fully filled, as you can see here, and that, when it hits everyone, will do an AoE Bravery HP attack that sticks everyone with some nasty framed debuffs. So I'm going to try and delay this thing as long as possible. So what I actually want to do here is I'm going to pop one of these and one of these. Just try and stall it out of break. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use stun to delay it for a turn, and then with Sherlotta we're going to do this, and then another crystal generation, because what that will do is it will allow it to recover from break, so we get to this point and we can delay again. Okay. Unfortunately, this does mean that at this point we cannot avoid taking those frame debuffs. So it's gonna hurt. But we're still alive. We are, however, dealing substantially less damage, as you can see. Thankfully we can heal that off. But we can't get rid of the frame debuffs. So we're just gonna have to ride that out. There goes boss number 2. So then boss 3 comes and it's the same thing again. Okay, so we can do a beat rush here, would give us turn rate. So maybe I can do this. So I don't get turn rate? No, I still get turn rate. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll battle cry first. And I still get turn rate if I do that. Oh, god damn it. Tifa! Why are you so difficult? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's pop this, and then go into summon. That really didn't do very much of anything. Fortunately, gonna have to pop a medic here. I do have a dolphin blood combo. This actually works out more or less to my favour. More or less. So if I use another medic here, as long as we don't die to this, then I can heal off the damage. Okay, good, we're still alive. That's the important bit. So, what I could do is I could swap out for Tifa Friend here, which I don't want to do particularly. Okay. Let's just medic up for now. Because that one's going to do this. So now what we can do is bring in the friend. Who will be dealing substantially more damage. Because she's not debuffed. But we're going to be taking some more damage, aren't we? Here we go. Let's hope we don't die to this. Okay. That's good. I'm gonna just have to take the HP damage on the friend Tifa here, aren't I? Oh no! I'm over the HP limit. Shit, I have to stall it out. Okay. So there we go. Back under the limit. Not the most clean, in fact, to be honest, the blind run I did of this was a little bit cleaner than that because it never got off the windstorm attack. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite able to do it as effectively this time around. So yeah, that's just going to be a 729k. Unfortunately, but hey, it gives you an idea of what you can do here. Of course, if you bring Cloud instead of Sherlotta, it's probably much safer that way, and it is what I would highly recommend. And if you don't have Tifa, like another good pick here would be Warrior of Light, probably, because he's just going to protect you from all the constant HP attacks. Obviously, Kimahri is also a good pick because he has a guaranteed blind. You know, there's lots of ways to shut this chaos down. It's not the most difficult one that we've had, as long as you have some way of mitigating against those attacks. Lenna is another good one because she would prevent everyone from getting the framed debuffs. Anyway, that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed. Hope you maybe found it a little bit helpful. And until the next video, take care and goodbye.